lost the use of my leg.
Yeah. And would you consider that like a severe side effect or a mild side effect?
Severe.
Severe. And in general terms, how would you describe what would a mild side effect be?
Mild. I don't know.
No, that's okay. And so when you try a new medication or treatment to manage your condition, how long do you stick with it before you either give up on it or you don't think it's working?
So I've lost some of that.
Yeah, that's okay. So when you try a new medication or treatment to manage your condition, how long do you stick with it before you either give up on it or you don't think it's working?
I know I stick with it as long as I can.
Sure. And when you are using a treatment, what needs to improve for you to feel as though the treatment has worked? So that could be reduction in side effects, or what makes you think, yeah, this is working and I'll keep going with it?
But I still try to persevere with it.
Yeah. And so what makes you think, yeah, this is working and I'll keep going with this physiotherapy or the medications you're taking?
If I can see if I can see a marked improvement,
Yeah.
I'll keep going with it. If I can't, then I just leave it.
Sure. And so if a treatment did improve your condition, what would that mean to you in your everyday life?
I'll mean a lot of things. I mean, I can do more, be more independent.
Yeah. And if a treatment was available and you could have it in a pill form or as an injection, which would you prefer and why?
A pill, I'd prefer a pill injection. A pill.
Pill. Sure. And so if you were having treatment as an injection at home, what kind of support would you need to ease any anxiety or any uncertainty?
I don't understand that question.
So if you were having injections at home, what kind of support would you need?
Well, I wouldn't. See, I don't like injections. I always have pill.
Yes, sure. And what about complementary therapies? Have you used any complementary therapies?
No.
And can you tell me what type of information you have sought about stroke since getting home? And where did you have access to the information from?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Can you tell me what type of information you have sought about stroke since getting home? And where did you have access to the information from?
A lot of my information I get is usually off the net.
Yeah.
Or word of mouth.
Sure.
Or for a new treatment.
Yeah. And when you've received information, what information has been the most helpful?
Probably the new on TV where they explain it more in depth.
In depth. Yeah. And is there anything that you've come across that's not been helpful?
No. No.
And in relation to information, do you have a preference for online information, phone apps, booklets, or talking to someone, and why?
I prefer apps because I'm always on apps.
Sure. And we know that receiving information can be overwhelming. If you think back to when you were diagnosed up to now, when do you think you're most receptive to receiving information?
Usually, I usually look at it and ponder on it, on the information.
Yes.
On whether it's feasible or whether I can do it or not.
Yeah. So when you were diagnosed, when do you think you were able to take in information the most?
Probably after. It was probably about a couple of months later.
Sure. And overall...
At first it was a bit overwhelming.
Yeah. And overall, what has the communication you've had with healthcare professionals about your condition been like?
It's been reasonable. It's the only thing that I find disappointing is that I don't get asked for a new trial.
Sure. And what has your experience been in relation to any costs associated with stroke? So that could include cost at diagnosis, cost of treatment, time off work for you or a family member, or any other costs?
Costs. It has been. It depends on how much the cost is whether I go ahead or not.
Yeah.
So it plays a big factor.
Yeah. Sure. And the next set of questions are about quality of life and whether having a stroke has affected relationships. So has having a stroke affect your quality of life and the quality of life of your family?
Well, my stroke has had a big impact on my personal life.
Yes.
It's huge. Because my partner now has to be my carer.
Yes.
Which they weren't expected to do so soon.
Yes.
It's usually an old person's condition.
Yeah. And so, how does having a stroke affect your mental and emotional health? And do you do anything to look after your mental and emotional health?
Well, it's affected it quite a lot. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do anything to look after your mental health?
Well, I belong to a support group.
Yeah.
Stroke support group.
Sure.
I give feedback through there.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that you need to do on a regular basis to control the effects of your condition so that you can do all the activities you need to do every day?